Seven Days to Vegas, 2019. This is a comedy, kind of comedy drama, I would say, but it's listed as a comedy. Um, and it's based on a real life story. It says at the start. It's written by Vincent Van Patten and co-written also by Stephen Alper. And the film stars Vincent Van Patten in the as the protagonist. Also, so he's called Duke, just Duke. Ross McCall is Sebastian, and then there's a few other characters who are like Sebastian's almost like the baddie as such in the film. There's Paul Walter Hauser as Puppet Hank, Eileen Davison as Casey, um, and James Van Patten as Carl, and um, Don Stark as Angry Jing. Now, the film is like it's about um, a um, not hugely successful, from what I gather, actor who then decides to get involved in the gambling industry in Hollywood. And things, there's mixed success. He seems very successful at times, but it tends to hit a large, a large number of snags. And one is Sebastian, who is a uh, fairly slippery customer, let's say. I mean, he has a lot of money. I think he's like, he seems to have a British accent, and I was almost like, uh, when I watched it with a friend, I watched it first a few years ago, but I rewatched it with a friend, and I suggested that he was a bit like what's it called? Jason Statham, but with hair. It just sounds very similar, I thought, but he's got this sort of very ultra confident attitude, and he will try anything to get his way. And Duke has, because he has, um, he's got to. He ends up in a lot of debt in some ways. It's like one of the characters um, owes a lot of money from gambling, and he trusts him. And uh, this particular guy is not very trusting, so there's a lot of money that is like missing uh, that the Duke could really do with. And so he agrees to go on a walk from Hollywood, from Los Angeles to Las Vegas. And I think it's something like it's a bit under 300 miles to 80 miles, something like that. Because at the point they say it's about 40 miles a day if they do it in 7 days. And that's what Duke has agreed to. I mean, at one point, it seems like it will go for about 8 or 9 days, but he cuts it down. And so he's got his work really cut out. And Sebastian will try and stymie him. He uses things like the police at one point. I mean, suggesting him he goes over the mountains. I mean, he um, goes from the Fernando Valley rather than from downtown LA or anything. So, and he goes out via Santa Clarita and Vasquez Rocks, places that I've been to because of friends I've known out there. And Then he proceeds towards Lancaster and Victor, is it Hesperia, Victorville, that area where it's really into the deserts. And I've been to Barstow, those sort of places. So I'm familiar with a lot of the route, but I mean, it is like really uh, scary to think. When I went with a friend and we hired a car back in 2005, my friend said we need to like stock up on water. And they bought this massive, multi-gallon tank of water just in case we got stranded in the desert. And we had a hire car, both in case the car broke down. And yet, the Duke, he's going to need water all the time. I mean, he has got this caravan or this minibus following him. Seems like a coach actually, following him the whole way, but it's kind of stymieing him. And also, he's wearing a suit the whole journey. He's wearing a jacket, and he gets awfully sunburnt. And also, his brother is involved as I mean, his brother does some crazy things as well. I mean, for about 3 months, he cross dresses. He dresses in drag for that. Um, and so there's all these sort of unusual things. I mean, it's mainly a very macho film, but with elements like that that don't seem that macho, but it's just like a lot of teasing. It's not very. There aren't many. There are a few women in the film, but it's a very male-centric film, I would say, because the women are very peripheral in their appearances in this film. It was fun to watch, though. Um, I'd say I'm going to score this ooh, 7.5 out of 10. I mean, there's a little bit of violence, there's a little bit of being sick, there's a little bit of bodily fluid, but for the main, there's an element of threat, but nothing really. I mean, it's mainly an imagination. I mean, the worst things and sort of um, a little bit of violence, but yeah, 7.5 out of 10, 7.5 stars. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Please hit the like if you like this review. Thanks if you subscribe. Please hit the notification button. Hope to see you again soon.